play with my name, you come with your goons, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah. Put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey, coach, put me in the game.
First off, let me talk my... Got a couple things I gotta cross off my list. How you insomniac for sleeping on my... It's a bad soundtrack, read the script. Born in the motherland, headed straight down to the south. Tennessee mornings with pops, working 3 jobs. I knew that they struggled to get it, that's why I wanted to get it. That embedded, you get it? Treat it like the law. And I'ma need commission for this hit. Lance laid the canvas and I painted over it. I don't need a vision board to show you I'm betting on myself, count the chips. Got it. Made some choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin. Just being honest. Try to sink my ship like Titanic and leave me with Jack. Hope I be panicking, but I rose to the top. Isn't it funny that the is built like a Maserati, yoga folding like origami? What? I walk the walk, I talk the talk. I be saying what I want. When I had no deposit, closet was looking real bare. Now I made a deposit, my closet's looking super rare. Drove it really far. Crazy how did just happen, wishing on a star. It's a celebration, I ain't talking Mardi Gras. With a little patience, you'll be eating Budokan. What you want? What you want? Made some choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin. Just being honest. Never let a manufacture stack like that. And if it getting toxic, tell the boy fall back. If it was back then, I'd be tripping off that. Took a little time just to get me on track. I went from snotty to snobby, got it like immune to everybody, this is Stunt 101. Up in the club, throwing the spookies like hate it or love it, I just can't get enough. Labels and calling me, I said move if you call me please, or don't even bother me. They said oh my apologies, they keep calling and calling. I keep stalling and stalling. Rookie of the year, my career's no ballin'. Got it. Made some choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin. Just being honest.
I'm the best, is you help. And I got it, on my own. Keep my way up, get my go. If I touch it, then it's cold.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Seattle Seahawks. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and off we go from Seattle. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football...
This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And right away, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He's singing in the shower post-game. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
And Mostert with a 1st down carry. Nice carry. Gets his way forward for a pickup of about 6 yards.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And that one drops down incomplete. coverage there forced the ball free, and it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, a run with Mostert.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down by the scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up the 3rd and 10. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just so quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Tua now on 1st down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, 40 yards. And the Dolphins are back within a score. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive. They watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give to Mostert running right. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Hit and dropped behind the line by Shelby Harris.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yards.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Uchenna Nwosu. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Seahawks have recovered.
So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Noah Igbenogany. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get him next time out.
And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time they surrendered to safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get.
He's got it at the 15. It's a big play there for Miami. 56 yards.
Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
Here's Mostert, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
That's swung out to Mostert.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And this brings up a 3rd and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2 and now, 3rd and goal. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. This throw caught right around the 6. And he will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. A big play there on the catch and run. 76 yards. From the red zone now, Smith. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Seahawks continue to pull away here this first half. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off a play action. Tagovailoa. They're going deep for Hill. And this is caught at the 20. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Play action. Now it's Tua. Blitz coming and down he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
They'll get this into the hands of Mostert.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Tariq Woolen picks it. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this 3rd quarter. Certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10.
At the 40. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
On 2nd down, Mostert. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, to the 41.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Once again, it's Mostert.
No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. They'll try and throw for it here. And going deep for Hill. He's got it at the 15.
And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. They'll run right side with Mostert.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Tua.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
He came through with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's really got left to prevent the first down.
On third down, here comes Mostert.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Tua on fourth down. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Tua going to try and throw for it.
That's caught at the 2.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Walker now at 1st and 10. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
From the 50, it's Smith. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive.
And some room to maneuver. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
66 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. They hand it off to Mostert.
And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 40-yard line. Chop that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
They've just not been able to block him all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks. And now here's a tackle behind the line.
And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Tua going to throw. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
The Smith's throw into the hands of Lockett. It'll be a gain of 5. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, Smith. It's complete to Lockett. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Throwing again is Smith. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And it's caught inside the 5. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more into their lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Takes it at the 7. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. 4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. After the interception, here's Smith. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. He's going to try and go deep again. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get into the ground at about the 23. They snap it to Smith. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Seahawks are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. First down. From the gun, here's Smith. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. First target, first catch, and a first down. Throwing is Smith. It's caught. Lockett stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bradley Chubb able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Geno. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the 1st quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, and my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Throwing now, Smith. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts.
That'll leave him with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
To throw is Smith. He hits his target, Lockett. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And
they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
Not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as it's time to the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
One final try for Tagovailoa. Over the middle, he's got Gesicki, the big 6'5" tight end.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.